Well, hello and welcome to tonight's energy saving special, and as you can see from the lighting conditions in the studio, we're doing our very best to cut down as much as possible, cut down on those CO2 emissions. And I say we because tonight in the studio we have a very special guest. It's Dr. Martin Boot, who has come along tonight to talk to us about his new invention, which he claims will cut your electricity bills in half. And not only that, obviously it will cut your CO2 emissions in half. And I'm not talking here about a pair of scissors, am I, Doctor? Now then, tell me, Doctor, what exactly is this gizmo that you have invented? Actually, the idea for this came to me while I was in the bath with my wife and a few friends. And it struck me that hedgehogs, for example, they sleep for 6 months of the year. So obviously they use half as much electricity as we do. So if we could do the same thing, we would obviously cut our CO2 emissions in two. Now obviously 6 months here, 6 months there, it's a bit inconvenient because there's a long time of darkness there. So what I did was I went away and I thought about it. I had to go away and think about it. And what I did was a sort of, I don't know, it's something like Latin, reductio in infinitum, I think it's called, something like that. And I came up with this device which you plug it into your junction box, and for a split second it switches your electricity off, and for a split second it switches your electricity on. So you sort of compress these 6 months into a split second, and it switches it on and off, and you hardly notice the difference. So it's on for a split second, off for a split second, on for a split second, off for a split second, and therefore you use half as much electricity. Fantastic, amazing. So basically you don't have to worry about unplugging your charger, making sure it's off. You don't have to worry about getting out of bed to turn off the standby on your TV. You don't really have to worry too much about overfilling your kettle. And all the things like that, you can forget about it because your bills will be cut in half anyway. Unbelievable. Because obviously split second on, split second off, split second on, split second off. Well look, Doctor, I'm just absolutely fascinated by this. Do you think could we try this out now in the studio? Well, of course, yeah, I can show you now. I'll put one in the junction box when I came in. Yeah, I'll just turn it on, hang on. Yeah, that would be fine. Wow! Well, to be honest, I think it could do with a bit of work. But maybe for nightclubs and things like that, it could be okay. Well, that was Dr. Martin Boot with an incredible device for saving energy, cutting your bills in half without a pair of scissors. Anyway, coming up next with... Oh, by the way, Doctor, can I give you a lift home? You're not driving a big car, are you? No, I'm on the skateboard. Oh, okay, then yeah, we'll go 2 up on that. Oh, don't turn the bloody lights on.